Hello, hello, hello. Yo ho ho! It's Lou-hoo, Greg Rass. Let's get this party started. How is everybody? Writing, yay! We like your writing. Hey, Cynthia! Dang, I saw you got you subscribed. Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate it. How's it going? Michael James is in the house. The party can now start. How is everyone doing this evening? Yay, 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 yay. I got Vincy Lou-hoo and Cindy Lou-hoo both in the house. Miss Shirley's in the house. Hey, dang, we're going to have a big old party tonight. Oh, no problem, Miss Cindy. I just never asked Michael before because you always did it. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Those are my girls from At Home. It's a place, some chain. Got all kind of home stuff in it. All the At Home. I love them. Michael, is there any particular chapters I'm supposed to read, or do I just start at the beginning and read for an hour? What be it? Wait, I wonder if we're gonna have Ordy or Nina here tonight, Vincy, or if we're gonna have either one. She may have passed out. She's so tired, and her migraine is killing her. Okay. Speak of the devil as she appears. You guys didn't know the devil was a woman, did you? Speak of the devil as she appears. Ori's in the house. This is going to be good. Good. It's a mystery. Cindy, I feel like I never talk to you anymore, sister. I don't get on Facebook much anymore, so I don't talk to much anybody anymore. We all need to listen to some Michael James. Alrighty, we about ready to get this party started. Look at this hot cover he's got going here, y'all. Oops, if I can get it right. There we go. Yeah, there's a woman in here too. So, Greg, I hope you see her. It's not all about the hot guy in the back. Here's the hot chick. See? Between work, Sandy, reading, and editing, I don't have time for much anything anymore. I'm just covered up. Okay. So, chapter 1. And my computer's on over here, y'all. So, next to me. So that light may go out because it'll probably go to sleep over here. You know what, girl? If you got more energy than I got, you can have him. I don't think I got the energy to do much anything. Okay, here we go. Chapter 1, Raker. Put my old lady glasses on. It's 1 in the morning and the clubs are still hopping. I am standing in the shadows across the street waiting for my target to walk out of the front entrance. I wish he'd hurry the fuck up. I mean, really, how many drinks does he need to slam down before his fate is in my hands? I have him in my sights. He doesn't know that he doesn't need a good buzz where he's going. The poor person working at the morgue will get drunk off his breath if he keeps drinking the way he is. I get a smoke from the pocket of my zip up sweatshirt. I'm not really a smoker, but when I'm waiting, I get bored. I've walked off a job before because I was so bored. That isn't good for my reputation. You can't build a good resume if you don't complete jobs. In my line of work, you need an excellent resume. I make a lot of money, and my client wants to know I'm going to finish what I was hired to do. Being a hired hitman just happened all on its own. I didn't grow up saying, "Hey, someday I want to be the one to eliminate all the scum from the streets." Hell, I wanted to be a lawyer. I had the brains and I had the scholarships all lined up. My parents had the money to send me to the top colleges as well. My life took a turn before my eyes. I went from thinking I was going to be this straight as an arrow guy to being a killer all in a matter of seconds. I have my father to thank for that. I have been fighting gnats in my office for 3 days. It's these little bitty gnats, and they're driving me crazy. But I do have a fly swatter if you need it tomorrow. See, it just when it got dark. Okay. I know. She's like, Cindy's like a frog. She just goes around going, yeah. I used to hang out with Cindy some on Facebook. So, yeah, I know. All right, back to where I was going. I have my father to thank for that. You ever get that feeling like you could kill someone? Yeah, I got that feeling once too. The only difference is I acted on it. I felt no remorse. I felt no remorse afterward. Instead, there was this gratification that the world is down in population by one douchebag. That was the beginning of no return for me. The fate of all scumbags was in my hands. I decided who would meet the bullet that ended them. So far, my count is low. Only 199 bullets used. When I say I blame my father, you have to understand why. One night at the big fancy house my father built, it was quiet. So quiet you could hear the crickets outside. I love that sound. It wasn't until my asshole father came home drunk from his mistress's house that all hell broke loose. My mother confronted him with an empty bottle of wine right upside his head. It didn't faze him any. Instead, it fueled the beast inside him. He grabbed my mother by her throat and held her against the wall until she took her last breath. I wasn't fast enough to stop it. I was fast enough to stop him from ever hurting another woman. I ran from the foyer, went up the stairs, went to his nightstand, and grabbed his gun. When I got back downstairs, my remorseful father was draped over my dead mother's body. I pointed his gun to the back of his head and pulled the trigger. There he laid on top of my mom. I felt this huge relief. The abusive prick was dead. Sadly, I couldn't save my mom. As I said, I was smart. I knew I'd go to prison for his death. I packed a bag, took what money I had, and took off. I hid for a few weeks. Then one day I ventured out. I ran into a man that talked a lot of shit about how he's the boss. I knew what that meant. The boss is in my area is very well known. I humored his talk and spilled the beans about my father. A week later, I was doing my first job for him. 198 bullets are hard hits. Tonight, if this scumbag would come outside, the 199th bullet for the boss will be used. God damn it! I've been in the shadows for 2 hours. I've smoked 5 cigarettes. Any minute now, he'll step out those doors. I reach behind me and get my gun from my waistband. I have a bullet in the chamber ready to be fired. Come on, I silently plead with him to get his ass in gear. I smile when the front entrance opens and he steps out alone. I whistle and call out his name. He stumbles around, but he heard me. Hey, Steve, over here! Hurry up! I laugh. What a fool to cross the street. I scan the area. Perfect. It's as dead as this scumbag is about to be. He is only a few steps away. I grab onto his shirt and pull his drunk body to mine. I cover his mouth. See you in hell, Steve. I push him away from me. When he gets his balance, I pull the trigger. He drops to the sidewalk. The job is done. I slip back into the shadow and run. I only need to go a block or two before I can get in a cab and head to the boss. He'll be happy Steve is dead and I'll get paid. I'll disappear until I get another call for another job. I open the door to Marco Boss Santilli's place. Everyone turns their heads to see who entered. Where's Marco? He's playing in the back. He's in the back playing cards. Go get him for me. I walk behind the bar and help myself to a can of soda. I pull the tab as Marco comes out of the back room. Raker, my boy! That irritates me. I am not anyone's boy. Boss? Job is done, I take it. It is. You'll hear it on the news soon. He gets an envelope from his suit jacket pocket and hands it to me. Before you go, I have another job for you. You know the rules. I decide. Where's the file? No file needed. I want Daniela taken out. If you don't do it, I'll get somebody else. Why? You know I don't just off some woman without a really good fucking reason. She stole a substantial amount of money from me. Give me until tomorrow to think it over. Ooh, boss's voice gets me. I leave. I don't hurt women. Not after what my father did to my mother. Of all the bullets I put into someone, only one of them was a woman. She deserved it more than anybody I've ever taken out. I get in a cab a few blocks from Marco's place. I give the address to the driver, and he gives me the same speech as all the other drivers have in the past. Do I look like a man who is scared of the dark? Just fucking take me to my destination. I pay you, and then we part ways. Very simple. Christ, these people need not warn me of the damn dark. These people saw where I live. They'd never question me about being dropped off in a dark, empty park. Chapter 2. Raker. Hey, Lynn. Long time no see. I put down my axe to wipe the sweat off my brows. It's fall and the temperatures have been dropping at night. It's in the 70s today, but it will be in the 40s tonight. The nights will continue to drop. The leaves will soon be off all the trees. My little hideaway will become more visible. But I'm not worried about that. I live 3 miles away from any civilization at all. It's just the way I like it. It's just me up here in the mountains. Well, besides the wildlife. I grab my shirt by the back and pull it over my head. I use my shirt to wipe the sweat off my face. I pull the axe back up and continue to chop wood. I probably already have enough stacked by my front door to last me all winter. You can never be too safe with Mother Nature. She could drop a shit ton of snow snow all winter or none at all. Being prepared for the worst outcome is always best. As I chop wood, I keep an eye on the sun as it moves over the trees toward the west. I have to go to the city tonight to put the final touch on my last hit. It's the part of the job that is risky, but I get a kick out of it. The rush fuels my energy to make sure the job is complete. Making sure the hit is untraceable is why I'm the best. After I do that, I need to see Marco Santilli. He asked me if I'd do another job for him. I've been thinking about it for the past 3 days. I want to know the real reason he asked me to take out a woman. He knows I don't do that. He also knows I need a file. Track the person for days to figure out their routine. I don't just go off someone I don't just go off someone without enough information. That's how you get caught. I have no desire to live in prison. If I ever did go to prison, they'd have to kill me. I'd probably go on a killing spree and take out as many scumbags as I could before I was caught. There's a whole lot of scum in prison. I probably have a good hour before the sun will start to set beyond the trees. I carry my axe over to my little cabin and place it just inside the door. Then I start stacking the wood I chopped. I have plenty at the front door, so I carry it around to the back door. It's a good idea to be prepared in case the snow piles up in the front. I learned that the hard way 4 or 5 winters ago when a major storm hit. I couldn't get out the front way. I had to trudge through knee-deep snow to get wood. Once the wood is stacked, I go inside. I need to head to the city. Since I'm going to the city, I'll just shower there. I hauled water yesterday to fill my tank, but I'd much rather save my supply. I have a studio apartment where I can shower and change my clothes. It's also where I keep most of my electronics. I have no service here. Not that it would matter. I still wouldn't bring my cell phone here. I keep that hidden in a private place. I shove my pistol in my waistband, lock up my joint, and start heading down the mountain. It will take me a good hour and a half to hike down. That will be perfect timing as it will be dark by the time I reach my destination. I would much rather come out of the heavily wooded area in the darkness than in broad daylight. If nobody sees you, then they can't track you. When I reach the bottom, I go to my hiding spot and get out the old plastic coffee can. I take out the cheap cell phone, open the back, and put the battery in. I shove it in my pocket as I re-hide my can. I scan the area carefully, making sure there are no hidden eyes watching me. I then move to my next hiding place to retrieve the gun I used 3 days ago. I put that one in my waistband along with my other one. I start walking. I know I have to walk a mile before I will get any service. From there, I will go a bit further to where there's a park. I sometimes call for a ride, and other times I'll take my bike. I have a gut feeling I should take my bike. I usually always stick to my gut instincts. I love audiobooks. I listen to audiobooks all day long while I'm working. Hey, Jackie! Long time no see for you too, stranger. Getting to the city, you have to go over a bridge that's a mile long. It's funny how this bridge separates country life from city life. It's like two different worlds with water in between. Don't get me wrong, whether you're a country bumpkin or a city freak, people are all the same, no matter which side of the bridge you live on. People all live, eat, and shit the same. Just some people are actually good people while others are dirtbags. Haven't quite figured out which one of those I am yet. Am I a good person? Probably fucking not. Am I a bad person? More than likely. But I gotta tell you, I sleep great at night knowing I took out a few scumbags in my lifetime. Anytime I know there's one less woman getting abused, one less child getting sold drugs and hooked on them, or even one less pedophile rapist on the streets, I sleep better than a baby. The smell of the city life once you cross the bridge. Not my favorite scent in the world, but I gotta tell you, this scent gets me pumped. I'm always calm, cool, and collected guy no matter where I am. But something about this place changes me inside. It's as if there's a shift inside me that makes me capable of being a hitman. I smell my target, I see my target, and kill my target without a second thought, just as if I were hunting a deer and I needed to eat. I park my bike a few blocks from my first stop of the evening. I blend in as well as I can with the other people on the crowded sidewalk. I walk to my small apartment building that houses only about 20 inside. Mine is on the first floor. I did that on purpose. The fewer people who can see me, the better. I reach my doors, and as I'm unlocking it, my neighbor comes out of hers. My gosh, Charlie, I was starting to think you were dead or something. It's been 3 weeks. Charlie isn't my name. That's an alias. I never tell anyone my real name. I'm either known as Charlie or Raker. I know I've had business in 3 different states. I'm only here for a bit before I have to leave again. Don't you ever get tired of never being home? Nah, I like seeing the world change in front of my eyes. I push my door open. I have to hurry, Miss Keaton. I have a date tonight. Well, enjoy. Nice seeing you. I nod my head and then go into my place. I started stripping from my clothes as I head toward the shower. I don't have much more time to waste. I set both guns on the countertop of the bathroom sink as I get my jeans off. I look in the mirror. The 3-day stubble on my face is annoying as fuck, but it's good to have if anyone would ever want my description. I have grown full beards before, and I'm not really into having that mess on my face. However, it changes one's appearance in an instant. Finally, I reach my second destination. I check my tie and straighten my suit jacket. I hold my head high as I walk into the funeral home. I sign the guest book along with everyone else. I laughed to myself when I jotted down Smith Wesson X. To get the humor you'd need to know, I named my guns by the brand on the number, and the number is how many I've owned. I wonder if anyone will read that name and scratch their head trying to figure out who the fuck that person is. I enter the room with people crying over a dead body. I pay attention to figure out if this person whose life ended was a good person or a bad one. I don't know this person at all. I'm not here for the funeral. I'm here for the dirt bag that's lying somewhere in a different casket. I spot who runs this joint. I've been at this parlor a few times before. I make my exit without being seen. I smile when I see my target. I walk over and then I get a glove from my pocket. I slip it on just before I get Smith Wesson X from my jacket pocket and slip it into the casket down by his feet. I maneuver the pistol from the plastic bag I had it in. You can never be too careful. Already cleaned the gun for prints, but still. I shove the bag back in my pocket. I exit the room before I can get caught. Sir, can I help you with something? I thought Steve's funeral was today. Oh, it is. But I'm sorry to tell you, you missed it. It ended an hour ago. Glad I came to say my goodbyes before you sealed him up. Sealed the deal. Yes, you were lucky. I'm just now getting to where I have time to close the casket. Funny. I thought you did that at the funeral and then the family goes to the cemetery. I wonder why I wasn't informed of his final resting place. I pretend to think. Steve here isn't getting cremated, is he? Oh, no, no, no. His family couldn't bear to see the casket closing. It's a private burial tomorrow. Oh, shoo. I'm glad I got closure first. Blah, blah, blah. I knew he was getting buried tomorrow. I knew when my best chance was to come here. Close the damn casket, nice old man. I wait around for another minute or two. I watch from the hall as the funeral director closes the casket. I leave before he can see that I watched him. See ya, Smith Wesson X. Nice knowing you. Now, on to my last stop of the evening. It's about to get real. Marco needs to spill the beans on why he really wants Donanella dead. Chapter 3. Donniella. Gosh dang it. I haven't been to my hometown in 15 years. I'm not really sure why I've bothered to come back. It's not like I have any family here. I was raised in foster care from the age of 8 until I was 16. When I turned 16, I ran away as fast as I could. I had to save my lunch money for an entire year so that I could buy a bus ticket out of this godforsaken town. I swore I'd never return once I left. Yet here I am, stepping off the bus to my past hell. I take in the scenery. It hasn't changed much in 15 years. The old country store is still looking as if it will collapse any second. The post office is still the tiniest office in the state. And the old diner is still the only food joint. Chester Creek is a town where you don't have to lock your doors at night. Kids can ride their bicycles to the park without being kidnapped. The problem in this town isn't the outside world that you have to worry about. It's what's hidden behind closed doors at home you fear. I throw the strap to my duffel bag over my head and start walking toward the diner. I look up at the sunny skies, praying I didn't make a mistake by coming here. My eyes travel over to the park that is a smack dab in the middle of Chester Creek. The leaves are changing to the autumn colors of reds, yellows, and browns. It's really pretty. I can remember riding my bike to the park and just sitting on a bench to do my homework. I loved the smell of fall. It calmed me enough so that I could study. Studying at home was impossible. I walked to the diner. I cannot believe this place hasn't changed in all the years I was gone. The booths are still wooden with no padding. The stools at the counter are still the old-fashioned swirl seat with no backing. Well, look at you, Donnaella. I turn my attention to the first booth. My old friend Amy sits in the booth we occupied many times for hours. She stands and opens her arms. I walk over and give her a light hug. Hey, Amy. I can't believe you came. I'm so excited to see you. I can't believe it either. Just look at you. My gosh, you are more beautiful than I remember. Is that a backhanded compliment or what? You are looking good yourself. What have you been doing with yourself? Living the dream, work, work, work. And what do you do? Amy waits with prying ears for my answer. Should I tell her the truth? I bet she'd laugh and wonder if I'm lying or not. I work for a mafia boss. I'm his bookkeeper. Her eyes are wide. I work for a mafia boss. I am his bookkeeper. Her eyes are wide, her jaw dropped open, and she waits for me to laugh. I guess I shocked her. No, really, what do you do? I want to know. I sit in a dark, stuffy, small office counting lots of money, pay the bills, and hand out paychecks. What do you do? I'm a stay at home mom of three. Guess you're busy. Any kids? Me? God, no. I don't ever want any either. You have changed. Of course I have. It's been 15 years. Finally, the waitress comes over with a bitchy attitude to ask if I want anything. I tell her a cola would be nice. That's Caroline's daughter. Figures, just as rude as her mother was, I see. So, I got your room all ready for you. You can stay for as long as you'd like. So, you'd put me up for a year if I needed you to? Once again, her eyes get big and her jaw drops open. Oh, relax, Amy. I'm joking. I'm here for the reunion and that's it. The waitress sets my collar on the table hard and walks away. I watch her. What an attitude she has. I still don't get why I was invited. It's not like I graduated high school here. Well, I wanted to see you. Plus, our class was only 40 kids. I drink my soda as I watch people enter the diner. My stomach knots up. I really don't want to see Mr. Davis. I do wonder a bit if he changed, though. My bet is on no. Oh dear, we need to go. The kids will be home soon. Okay. I leave a five on the table. I don't like to tip poor service, but I don't care to wait for a bill either. Amy and I get in her car that is parallel parked on the street. I'm shocked for having three kids. I'm shocked for having three kids. The inside of her car is spotless. If I had kids, there would probably be French fries or candy on the floor. I'm not saying I'm a slob because I'm not. I just don't think I'm capable of caring for children as well as Amy clearly does. Hell, it's just me and Miss Betty in my truck, and I got French fries on the floor, I'm pretty sure. I probably am missing the motherly instincts. I guess you would call it that. I laugh inside and roll my eyes. We literally drove 5 doors down from the diner. Why didn't we just walk? Does she not drive her car enough that she had to put miles on her car by driving a stone's throw away? I must have given off the dumbfounded look. What? We could have walked that distance. I didn't know how many bags you'd have. I open the door and get out. I'm starting to think that coming here was a bigger mistake than I first thought. Like, as in a huge, gigantic mistake. I should have listened to my own words when I said I'd never come back here. I should have never accepted her friend request on social media either. Daniela, I'll show you your room so that you can settle in. Okay. We start the stairs. We take the stairs, then we take the hallway to the end. She showed me into the room. Good God, how am I going to sleep in here? Everything is so damn pink. The toys are neatly tucked into a toy box. The bed is neatly made with about 20 stuffed animals on top, and I bet the closet is full of dresses neatly arranged by color, length, or some bullshit. I want to gag. Amy acts like she's Mrs. Clever, nothing like the girl I once knew. There's a bathroom just down the hall if you would care to freshen up. All righty. Dinner is at 6 o'clock sharp. I bet you could use some rest beforehand. I don't get to reply. She just abruptly leaves the pink room. I'm not tired, I say to myself. I slept on the bus. I plop down on the very pink bed and sigh. I have this overwhelming feeling I don't belong here. Hell, I feel like I don't belong anywhere lately. I feel as if I just ran from Lancaster as fast as I could, just as I did from here all those years ago. Funny thing is, I don't know why I ran from Lancaster. It's not like I have had a bad life there. I have money in my pocket, a roof over my head, and food in my belly. I just kind of feel I have overstayed my welcome. Is that even possible? How can a person overstay a welcome that is open to anyone? Let out another sigh. I need to do something to stop thinking. This room is suffocating. I leap from bed and go right to the door. I get my hand on the knob. Where am I going to go? I really don't want the entire town knowing I'm here. Fuck it. I don't care. I need air. I creep down the stairs and sneak out the front door. I stand on the front porch before I go running for the park. I feel the leaves crunching as my sneakers trudge through them. I stop running when I reach the old bench I used to sit on to do my homework. I plop down on it. The faded old boards dip down as I do. I remember they had replaced it the week before I left. I'm sure it's not the same one, though. I get up and go to the back side of it. I look where I carved my name into the wood. It's not there. It has to be newer. I sit back down, throw my head back, and close my eyes. I try to think of something, anything good about this place. Mr. and Mrs. Davis come to mind. Mrs. Davis was a good lady right up until she got sick. I don't think Mr. Davis ever liked me. He only tolerated me for his wife's sake. Once Mrs. Davis became ill, my life changed. She was bedridden, and I became the woman of the house, or so he thought. I had to care for her, clean the house, and make dinner. By the time I was able to do my homework, I was tired. My grades quickly fell. I would have to sneak off on the weekends to do homework just to stay afloat. I couldn't take it much more. After a year of being the slave, I knew I had to get out. That is when I start that is when I started to save my lunch money. I wanted more for my life. I wanted my education. I was naive to believe I should get that on my own at the age of 16. Donella, are you all right? I pick my head up. I smile. It's fake, but who cares? Yes, I'm okay. Dinner is ready. I went up to get you, and you were gone. I have no desire to explain to her. I snuck out. I guess we better go and eat. As we are walking back to her house, I see that there's another car parked in the driveway. I take it that her husband must be home. I never bothered to ask who she married. I assumed by her last name that she married a kid she was dating when we were 16. That's a long relationship. I'm happy for her. I know it's I know it seems that I could care less about Amy. I am happy for her. It's just been so long since we've been friends. There once was a time that we were best friends. We get inside the door and she peeks her head into the living room. Mitchell, come say hi to Doniella. Mitchell? That is not who I expected her to be married to. That's not who she dated 15 years ago. Hello, Doniella. It's been a long time. He opens his arms for a hug. I reluctantly hug him back. I'd say dinner is ready, Amy announces. Kids, go wash up. You have 5 minutes. I'm a bit shocked. Mitchell was my boyfriend when I left, and I never said goodbye to him. He never even knew I was going to leave. Amy was dating his brother Stuart when I left. How did this happen? Amy didn't even like Mitchell. She told me many times to break up with him. And the plot thickens. What in this world are you guys? Oh my gosh. Yeah. All right. Chapter 4, and this will probably be the last chapter. So, chapter 4, Doniella. I roll over onto my side and pull the blanket up and over my head. Sleeping in any place but your own is nearly impossible. I would like to say I got 4 hours, but truthfully, I'm lucky if I got 3 hours of restful sleep. I couldn't get comfortable and my mind wouldn't shut off. Have you ever had so many random thoughts that jump from one thought to the next almost before the first one was even over? I must have had 15 different thoughts rambling around in my head. Doesn't everybody have that? That's like my daily. I finally gave up on getting any more sleep. The footsteps outside the bedroom were impossible to ignore. Amy's kids were quite rambunctious. When I emerged from the room, one of them ran right into me. Once I left the bedroom, the little girl that about piled me over went in. I guess I know why she was making so much noise. She wanted her room back. I made my way to the bathroom, brushed my teeth, and finger combed my hair. I made myself presentable as much as I could without taking a shower and hogging the bathroom. I made my way downstairs and then I listened for voices to find out where Amy may be. I'm hoping she has coffee because I'm going to need it. A lot of it. When I hear Mitchell's voice coming from the kitchen area, I'm hopeful that a full pot awaits. When I enter the kitchen, Amy and Mitchell sit at the breakfast table talking amongst themselves. Mitchell's eyes get wider when I walk further in. Put your eyes back in your head there, buddy, I think to myself. Amy twists to look at me. There's fresh coffee if you want some. Mugs are to the right of the sink. Thanks. I feel his stare on me, more than likely on my ass. I feel a bit uncomfortable. I want to turn around and say something, but I'm not here to cause him trouble. How did you sleep? Oh, how did you sleep? I lie to him. I slept great. Now that you are up, I was thinking we could go and get breakfast at the diner, Amy states. I look around for the time. My heart rate picks up when I see it's 8 in the morning. I turn around and look at them. I'd rather not be seen too much. I really don't want to see. Amy cuts me off. Mr. Davis is dead. Oh. What's the big deal if you did see him? If you guys see me hesitating while I'm reading here, I'm trying to see who's actually speaking so I can get my voice right. What's the big deal if you did see him? I ignore him. What did he die of? Old age. I'm not really sure. He died in jail. Jail? He was found guilty of poisoning his wife. Oh, he was found guilty of poisoning his wife, Mitchell blurts out. Daniela, it's why she became so sick. He was poisoning her for years. I bring my mug of coffee with me to the table. I take an empty seat furthest away from Mitchell's. I don't understand. How did he manage to do that? I was the one who cooked the meals. I'm the one who took care of her. I don't know. I sip my coffee. I wonder if she would have died if I did a better job of caring for her. Then it crosses my mind if he would have done the same to me if I had stayed. Then it hits. What if he was poisoning me and I didn't know it? My stomach knots up. Mitchell gets up from the table. Are we going to breakfast? I'm getting hungry over here. What do you say, Daniela? Fine, but please don't draw attention to me. We went to the breakfast and it wasn't all that bad. I didn't see anyone that I didn't want to run into. It was easier being there knowing that Mr. Davis was no longer alive. I hate that man. I'm glad he died. It's too bad it didn't happen sooner, though, as in way before I ever met him. He made my life hell and apparently Mrs. Davis's life hell as well. He was just an asshole in every way an asshole can be. He was a mean drunk. I believe he thought women are below him. I'll never forget that day he told me I belonged in slaves' clothing because that is all I was worth. I didn't get what he meant by that at the time. I assumed it meant rags and not the clothes Mrs. Davis just bought me for school. Why did he even care? It wasn't like he was paying for them. The state did. I knew they were receiving money to be my foster parents because I overheard them talking about it. I also know that he only wanted me in the home to clean, cook, or whatever he needed me to do, even before Mrs. Davis got sick. He thought I needed to earn my keep. It was more like he should have earned the money that was paid to him to take care of me. He was right at the bar the moment that monthly check came. What sucks the most about my childhood? I don't know who my parents are. I don't even know if Rizzy is my real last name. It was in the county foster home. I was in the county foster home before going to live with Davis's. That is as far back as my memories go. I've been sitting outside on the back porch swing since leaving the diner. Amy had to go to the hair salon. She tried to get me to go with her, but I really didn't want to go. Mitchell's raking leaves in the backyard. I still cannot believe that these two are married. Do you have any kids? I smile. Oh, do you have any kids? I smile at the little girl who was about 6 or 7. I do not have any kids. Do you have a husband? I don't have one of those either. A cat? I think we might be playing 20 questions. Nope, no animals. It's just me. Don't you get lonely? Not really. I'm around people all day long. I get to go home and do whatever I want. So if I want cake for dinner, there's no one to tell me no. Oh, lucky you. Bella, how about you get Daddy some Kool-Aid? Okay, Daddy. Mitchell steps up onto his porch. He looks at me. I cross my fingers. He doesn't sit next to me. I swallow and bow my head. I feel the porch swing sway. Damn it. You all right? You doing all right? I don't look up at him. Yeah, I'm fine. I've spent a long time wondering about you. You left abruptly. You never even said goodbye. It wasn't abruptly. I was planning it for a year. Why didn't you ever tell me? I would have gone with you. I loved you. We were 16, Mitchell. I wouldn't have ever asked you to leave your family. You didn't even ask to know my answer. I didn't say anything because you would have left your home or talked me out of leaving. It doesn't matter anymore. You moved on, got married, and had kids. Did I even mean anything to you? You did. I cared about you deeply. I left for me, Mitchell, and no one else. I was suffocating here. I play with the loose strings on my pant leg where they are ripped. He takes my hand. I spent 15 years wondering if you were safe, wondering why you left. Now here you are, and you won't even look at me. I pull my hand from his. Can't do this. 15 years later, and you still can't tell me? I leap from the swing. You moved on, Mitchell, and you seem just fine. How long after I left did you and Amy shack up? I was a wreck when you left. Amy was there for me. Yeah, the girl who kept telling me to break it off with you. How convenient. Mitchell stands and comes to stand right in front of me. Just tell me why you left. I deserve to know why the girl I loved vanished one day, the girl I wanted to marry and have a family with. I step out of his reach. It doesn't matter anymore. Forget you ever met me. Bella comes out with 2 glasses of Kool-Aid. Mitchell takes one before she drops it. She hands one to me. I take it and tell her thank you. I set the glass on the railing when she runs back inside. Daniela, we were 16, just kids. Did Davis hurt you? Did he fucking touch you? He never touched me. He hit me a few times and I pause. I didn't stop him. He's not the only reason I left. I really don't want to talk about it anymore. I hurried into the house and ran up the stairs. I had to get away from him. Tears fill my eyes with each step as I take. I should have never come back here. There's too many bad memories and not enough good ones. I grab my bag from the floor, setting it on the bed so I can zip it. I can't stay here. I scan the room to make sure I leave nothing behind. I hurry and make the bed. Then I find paper and a crayon. Amy has been kind and she deserves a goodbye note. I jump when there's a knock on the door. I wipe my eyes. I don't want to answer it. I don't have a choice because whoever's on the other side opens the door. Daniela, Are you all right? Bella told me you ran to her room and slammed the door. Did I slam the door? I'm not okay. Being here is too much. I thought I could handle it, but I can't. I'm sorry, Amy, but I need to leave. Is there something I can do to help you? Just let me leave without explaining myself. Okay. She steps out of the doorway. I start to go. I stop and hug her. I'm sorry that it wasn't the reunion you hoped for. I take off down the hall to the stairs. I throw my bag over my shoulder as I step outside and walk very fast to the bus stop. I'm not sure when the next bus will come, but I pray it will come soon. The next one is chapter 5 with Raker. But you guys got to go buy the book in order to find out what happens. Ha 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 ha. Let's see. Thank you, Michael. All righty. Miss Cindy, do you want to tell them where all they can find it and how much it is and all that fun stuff? I know it's free on KU, but I don't know anything past that. So, all righty. And while she's getting all that together so she can tell everybody, yes, I know I'm such a tease. That's why you guys love me. Oh, look, you guys get 3 reads next week. Lucky you. For those that aren't here every night, I am slowly cutting back to 2 nights a week so that I got more time for editing. And I bet so much happens. It's gonna be good. So next Tuesday, I'm going to be reading Welcome to BB's by Miss Tracy Ball, one of my favorites. Alrighty, everybody. I know it's on Amazon. Go grab it. It's on KU. And I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. If you're in the path of Tropical Storm Sally or any other rules that might be out there that I don't know about, because Sally just came through here last night and today, be safe. Take care. If there's any more storms out there, be safe. Take care. And I will talk to you guys later. All right. Have a great weekend. And go read a book. Come on. Read a book. Support these authors. They're not doing well, they are doing this for the fun of it, but they'd like a little bit of compensation for their work. That right, Michael? Craig. All right, everybody. I hope you have a great weekend. Happy reading.